Okay, time for business news now, and Ari Rabinovitch joins us. Hello, Ari.
Hey, Cynthia.
Now, Ari, tomorrow could be a big day for those who hold variable rate mortgages.
Yeah, it's probably the news they've been hoping for, Cynthia, and it's very similar to what we've announced earlier this year. Potentially, the third interest rate cut so far this year is on the way by tomorrow morning from the Bank of Canada. Now, it's not guaranteed, but at this point, it's pretty much just shy of a certainty that they will be bringing those rates down once again after some better than expected reports on the economy, including inflation, as well as the labor market, all within the Bank of Canada's target level. So there's really no reason for them not to bring down interest rates once again. In fact, analysts are so sure of it, they're even pricing in rate cuts at the October and December meetings, Cynthia, but this should bring down those with variable rate mortgages, their monthly cost by a few dollars here and there, but every bit helps at this point considering the cost of living.
It does, but Ari, is there any sense of when people will actually see a major difference in the bottom line?
I mean, it depends how much your mortgage is at this point, Cynthia. Some are higher, some are lower. But in my opinion, if you're waiting on a rate cut to really pay for that bill or pay off that other debt, then maybe there's other issues that are going on. These are very small rate cuts at that.
Okay. Now, I love this story. It's been a rough year. Well, I don't love this part, but it's been a rough year for Boeing. This is the fun part, both here on Earth and in outer space. This is interesting.
Yeah, so let's get right into it, Cynthia. It does concern Boeing more than any other company, but what essentially happened was a space capsule known as the Starliner was heading into space, and there was something went wrong with the thrusters, as well as there was a reported helium leak. Now, the astronauts involved are fine. In fact, they're on the International Space Station right now, but the problem is they're quote-unquote stranded there. So they are okay. They are going to make it back to Earth. The question is when, because they were supposed to come back sooner, and now they're kind of staying there doing some extra data checks on that space capsule, which is now docked with the space station. But since then, there were actually some strange noises reported. And if you're like me and you like science fiction movies, this kind of made me perk up my ears. So I believe we have some audio of that. Let's listen in on what the astronauts were actually hearing. Okay, so I'm not really sure what to make of it at first, but now we have a bit of an explanation from the astronauts after they did some testing. It turns out it was the result of an audio configuration between that capsule and the International Space Station. So just one of those technical anomalies, so nothing really too exciting, Cynthia.
No extraterrestrial activity here.
Not this time around.
Not this time. Okay.
No.
Fun. All right, a major car manufacturer searching for ways to cut costs, Ari.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it could mean some closures as well as layoffs. Now, nothing's been confirmed as of yet, but Volkswagen is suggesting that it may look into these sorts of options because there is rising competition, rising costs, and a lot of pressure on auto manufacturers, including Volkswagen, to keep up with consumer trends like that of electric vehicles and hybrids. So CEO Oliver Bloom says the company needs to end its job protection promise in effect since 1994, which bars layoffs through 2029. So I do have a feeling, Cynthia, there may be some unfortunate news on the way from Volkswagen pretty soon.
Not good news for those employees. All right, Ari, thank you. As always, great to see you.
You too, Cynthia.